everybody. Welcome. I guess this really isn't an episode of the Reset Button. It's just us here. we're here. Unfortunately, minus being able to see Liz live, but you still got Cartoon Liz.
Hi.
Cartoon Liz is better than no Liz at all. But we're here tonight for a very special reason. Not officially for an episode, but because we are celebrating the 2023 Resetti Awards, voted by you all. And we'll just have to see, did you guys screw this up or did you do good? I mean, I'm not sure. You might have screwed it up. And maybe a cat was involved with choosing one of them. But it should be a lot of fun. There were a lot of categories, and I think some good stuff won. But we'll always want to do the round table, make sure everybody knows who everybody is here in case you've never seen us before. First off, I always introduce Mr. Canada himself, Johnny Chase.
I feel like every time you introduce me, I feel like I'm representing all of Canada, and I do not. I just represent the East Coast, which is the best coast. Well, actually, it's not even considered East Coast. It's Atlantic Coast.
Ooh.
Still the best coast because it's going to be midnight here in about 2 hours, so we get to celebrate New Year's early.
That's still shots fired.
Wow.
That's insane.
I'm just saying it's still shots fired. He doesn't represent all of Canada, you all, because not all Canada is that good. Just his portion is what the man's saying. So, sorry, if you're West Coast, you suck. Get over it. And second of our group here, unfortunately not live, but still here, is Liz.
In fact, I'm very dead right now. This portrait is like my corpse reanimated, and I'm just going kind of into the new year a little undead at the moment, but that's okay.
Oh man,
Working up a new look for next week.
That's so unfortunate. So unfortunate. Oh my god. Okay, so we've got the Resetti Awards here. For anybody, if this is your first round of ResetPress, your first round of the Reset Button, and you're wondering what that is, the Resetti Awards was something created by ResetTanner. Our first year of doing anything ResetPress, Reset Button, Super Reset Brothers. So if you love the Resetti Awards, go thank Tanner. If you hate the Resetti Awards, go yell at Tanner. I'm just continuing
Just throw
tradition.
him under the bus.
Yeah.
You can go to the Discord.
Works here.
You could go at the Discord right now and yell at Tanner. It's possible if you want to. Let's go over to our screen so we can see what the categories were. And like I said, these were, I almost said invented. That's wrong. They were voted on by you all. So we get to see if you guys did a great job. We get to see if you screwed up. We'll have to see. Of course, we're going to go from top to bottom here because I think Game of the Year should always be the last one. I think we can all agree on that.
Absolutely.
So, first one on the list we have is Best Indie Game. Is there anybody who wants to take that one first?
Ooh, I can't because it's a
Can't
game I
help it,
actually
Johnny.
played and I loved. So, your Resetti for 2023 for best indie game is Sea of Stars.
Ooh. Now, some of us like me, I've completed 75 video games this year, but I still haven't played Sea of Stars. So, could you tell us a little bit
You're
about Sea of
insane.
Stars and why people would want to vote for it?
Well, it's a JRPG. It was kickstarted and funded. It's by the developer, the Sabotage. It is like a spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger. Plays very similar to it. Whereas like everyone's on screen and like the art direction looks is very Chrono Trigger inspired. But there's elements of Mario RPG and the Mario and Luigi RPG series where there's timed hits. Which is funny is that a lot of I saw you. You're tripling down on them games. You bought the Japanese versions now. I see you there. It is what's your thought? Okay, yeah. So the funny thing is that they have systems in here that I don't know if Nintendo just stole it for the Mario RPG remake, because it's very similar, like the combo system, like building
Oh,
up a meter for an ultimate super attack. Like this game's been in development for a while, so I don't know. Nintendo was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna just take that for my remake. But it was kind of jarring playing that and then playing Mario RPG right after. I was just like, feel like I'm doing the same thing right now. But it's fantastic. It's a great story. And it also plays into their other game, The Messenger. It's in the same universe, it's in the same world, and it's 1,000 years before the events of The Messenger.
no.
So you get to see a little bit of a backstory with some of the enemies that you fight in The Messenger. They kind of play into each other there. So if you're a fan of the developer and their games, you're going to see a lot of references in there.
Awesome. I know I'm not going to touch it for the rest of this year, all 3 hours of it. But I think in 2024, I'll definitely give it a shot.
You can put a dent in it if you start right now. Just like stop the streaming, go play.
Oh, just stop
I think
everything.
average playtime would be about 30 hours, 35 hours.
Oh,
Okay, so he can get 10% of it done. That's a good chunk.
Mm-hmm. If you want to go faster, they do have this like badge/medal system. So like you can pick up and buy these medals that will either ease up the game or make it harder. So like there's medals you can get where your party just replenishes their health and status effects after each battle automatically. So Final Fantasy 13 it. There's ones where all the bosses, like you can only damage them if you hit timed hits. And then you and yourself are
That's cool.
you only have like 4 or 5 hits, so you have to time your blocks as well. So timing is key on this. I think there's one where like
cool.
double your XP, double your gold, stuff like that. So like if you really wanted to like turn it into a baby RPG for babies, you could. Or if you want to keep it old school, you could do that as well.
Like it makes it like the most welcoming for any level of RPG player with what you just described, and that I feel like that makes a good game. Again, we're not gonna get into that discussion of like, should there be only one mode of a game, or are you cool or not cool playing it on a different difficulty? That's so not what I want to get into right now. But the fact that they have like a very flexible way in which you can approach playing the game makes it so anyone can play it, and there's no set way, which is kind of cool.
I could agree with that. I know that people have been calling Super Mario RPG like baby's first RPG for years, and the remake, whew, man, if you thought it was baby's first RPG the first go around,
it's the babier RPG for babies.
yeah, it's babyier, way babyier. But I don't see where that's a problem, man.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's still fun. I mean, that's what you're playing it for, right?
We can have light stuff here or there, and that's okay. Like, not everything has to be so hardcore,
Nope.
All right, moving on. We'll go to the next one, which is best DLC. Liz, you want this one?
Yes. So, out of all the votes, let me open my card envelope here. All right, for best DLC of 2023, it's Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Congratulations, CD Projekt Red. Everyone applaud.
I will applaud. I'm going to. Because like I said before when we brought this up, this was a game that was dead in a ditch somewhere. Like, nobody wanted to touch this thing. It was just passe, and everybody said, no, we're not dealing with this. And not only did, the DLC come out and give it, new stuff to play if you played through the game. I don't know how you could, but maybe you did. But it also, caused people to want to buy this game now. Oftentimes at full price. People want to buy it at full price now, and I never thought that would happen, ever again. But they're doing it. So, yeah, it deserves best DLC. And I'm the guy who put Cult of the Lamb on the list.
No, I'm glad that it's getting recognized because I feel like there was too much hysteria about how bad this game is. But if you look at their track history of every single game CD Projekt Red has ever made, it's always like, it kind of sucks because it's not finished. And that's a really terrible standard, especially in RPGs, that it's not finished. Like, I think of Western RPGs with like Bethesda being like the biggest culprit of like, we're gonna release a $50, $60, $70 game full price that we've worked on for 10 years and it's still a piece of shit. And you're gonna enjoy it within a couple of years when we have a game of the year. And then Japan does the same thing, but like they do have a polished good game. But now we're gonna have the complete version with 20 extra hours of content and new characters to unlock and new paths. And it's like, just give me the real thing. But I'm very glad that the game is being recognized, but I knew it was gonna happen, is what I'm saying.
Most of us didn't. I know, like, when most stuff comes out from Bethesda and it's messed up, Pete Hines would come out and say, we embrace the chaos. I don't think CD Projekt Red was embracing the chaos of this one.
No, they're like, oh
Oh, they're
god,
sweating. I think there was just too much hype over it. Like, I think there was a lot of buildup where, like, this game's been in development for so long. And then also, I think the Netflix people that sensationalized The Witcher and got, like, deep throat with, like The Witcher 3, just, like, gobbling that shit up. I think there's, like, a combination of, like, okay, now we got Witcher people, like, new, like, Netflix Witcher people, and then this game's been advertised for a very long time with a lot of discussion. There's like two different things happening at the same time, which I think resulted in the devastation.
Fair. And we'll go ahead and move on that one. Gonna go to best visuals, and you know what? I'll be the one to take that over. I'm gonna say the nominees first, because I think this one might catch some people off guard. So, best visuals we had for our nominees: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Mortal Kombat 1, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And this community, ResetPress, Co-op Campus, all that, voted Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And
It's really pretty, though.
it's wild. I understand. Like, is it as lifelike as something like Alan Wake? No, it's not. But in terms of, like, visual appeal and, like, the experimentation and everything they did with the game, it's wild. It's like nothing you've ever experienced when it comes to Mario, or pretty much anything Nintendo, really. It looks like an acid trip half the time. It does. It's the closest thing you'll ever get to it looking like Mario on drugs. And it's
No.
I don't know,
it's
Yoshi's
great.
Island. Touch fizzy, get dizzy.
but that's only one stage.
Technically too. I think the fizzies are in another stage.
I think in a world of muddy games, having like a banger game that's like every color of the rainbow is appreciated. Like, we need that in the sea of browns, grays, darkness. So I think it is deserved, even though it's like so different than everything else that was nominated.
Extremely different. Extremely,
Mhm.
like, it was absolutely standing alone by itself with this. Because Zelda had its own style. Alan Wake went the approach of, like, realistic. You had the approach that Baldur's Gate had. Mortal Kombat 1, semi-realistic. But Mario Wonder was just like, let's just go fucking wild. Cartoonish, colorful, psychedelic. I loved it.
For sure. And I actually finally 100. Well, I shouldn't say 100% because I do have to go to that final stage to get 2 more flower coins. So once I've done that, then I've finished 100% it.
Basically.
Yeah. Hey, I it took me 90 minutes just to beat that level. I'm happy just beating it at that point.
It's got to really
Oh
be
my
that
God.
rough.
Oh, it is, because that last level is the badge marathon. So like each stage is
Oh.
a different badge power up that you have to master to get through. And
Oh,
it's like
that's
3 or 4
nasty.
badges you have to go through before you even hit a checkpoint. No power-ups, nothing to help you.
Oh, dude, so it's like a straight run, and like you can't like screw up to like an extent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I saw James Ronald's Facebook where he posted a picture that he finished the game, but he was flipping the TV off. And I'm like, that guy loves Mario as much as me. Holy shit. Let's see. We'll move on to the next one, which is Best RPG. Johnny, you want this one?
Sure. I mean, there's various RPGs. Like, this was a good year for RPGs, and it was hard to choose one. But in the end, the community picked Baldur's Gate 3 as your RPG of the year. And I mean, rightfully
Yes.
so. Like, that's a meaty game. There's so much to that. Uh, I've not played because my thing is, like, I'm not really into Dungeons and Dragons. Like I've attempted like to play the tabletop version several times. It's not my thing. Appreciate that it is people's thing. And from what I've seen people play of it, it's got some heft to it. It's got a lot to do in it and a lot of decisions. So like I didn't know that it was that thing, like, because I've seen Baldur's Gate before and I always thought it was just, kind of like a Diablo clone.
Oh, no.
But this one's like, no, this is like turn-based. There's rolls and there's a lot of Mass Effect choices in the game.
Oh, all sorts of things. I'll just go ahead and put it out there. This was not my choice. I chose Super Mario RPG, but you know what? The community was against me. My own community told me to sit down. That's okay. It's fine. Because I understand why they feel this way. Baldur's Gate 3 is the kind of game that challenges you to stop thinking in terms of video game and start thinking in terms of reality. Like, there's quite a few things where, like, even during one part where there were, you're fighting a bunch of goblins, there's a pit with some spiders down there, and, like, there's some little spaces where it looks like you could fall through. And I was thinking, okay, I've got some enemies that are pretty tough. They're going to beat me down. Can I shove them into the pit and the spiders will get them? The answer is yes, even though you wouldn't think that. So it's a game that really gives you the opportunity, both story-driven choices, but in terms of the combat as well, you have to think. And oftentimes, if you're like, can I set this on fire? Can I knock this over and get a reaction? Can I do this? Usually the answer is yes. So I think that's why people really dug it, because it just so many cool choices in this game.
Yeah, like I've not started it for a multitude of reasons, and one of the primary reasons is I will like literally lose my life to this game, and it's not a joke. Like, you guys have not seen me doing like the goodbye to the world thing for 1 to 3 months straight playing an RPG, and that's literally like the basis of my breathing life.
Well,
And
we'll miss you.
I'm like really excited that like such a weird, like I played like other Baldur's Gate games like growing up and they were really cool, and I'm like super big into like RPGs, and like I don't really know what to call it, but like I like my adventure genres where there's so many different outcomes, or like I call them movie genres. I don't know. Choose your own adventure. I'm like so deep in these things where the things that you just described are not necessarily revolutionary in my world, but the fact that such a huge title just really shook the world means that the types of games that I love, I'm hoping there's going to be way more of them and on a bigger scale, because my biggest disappointment with a lot of like RPG choose your own adventure kind of aspects or elements is that sometimes these games are just too short and it doesn't hit the same when you replay it. It's like playing it for the first time blind, not knowing what's happening is like the craziest thing ever. So I just like want more success in this sort of like genre essentially. So I'm very happy.
Okay. I mean, that's couldn't have been said better. It has created gigantic impact. Baldur's Gate has been a name for a while, but it has never hit this hard. Never. And you never know. Baldur's Gate 4 might even top this one. We'll move on to the next one. Best fighting game. Liz, you're up.
So the best fighting game of the year 2023, everyone. Let me open my top secret envelope. This year, best fighting game is Street Fighter 6. Congratulations!
Whoa! Can't believe it.
Cannot foresee this outcome at all.
I think everybody could.
Well,
Again,
for
a
the
good year for
nominees-
fighting games. We had Mortal Kombat 1. I'm struggling to think. Nicktoons All Stars Brawl 2.
Yeah. And it's
Oh god.
it's not at Smash
Same
level,
version.
but it's still good. Pocket Bravery is really awesome if you want like more like an 8-bit style. So you have that, and then of course the Tekken 8 demo dropped. Well, everybody had a chance to check that out. So it's been an amazing year for fighting games. It's just which one is the most polished right out of the gate.
Mhm.
It's Street Fighter 6 by a mile. The game is so polished that Capcom has stated that they're going to be waiting quite some time before really making any changes to the game, aside from like if it's like just absolutely broken when they put a new DLC character out, they'll fix that. But otherwise, balancing things like that, they're not really going to touch that for the foreseeable future. They're going to just let it go for a bit. Same can't be said for their direct competition, Mortal Kombat 1. That game has not only had issues when it comes to running, but it's also had balance issues. Ones that they've had to address multiple times. So I just feel like the clear winner is Street Fighter 6, and I'll even say as a Mortal Kombat guy, that's where my vote went.
Ooh.
I got it. Like, I love both series equally, but just it had to go to 6. It was way too polished.
It was probably one of the best ones they put out. Like, I'm no expert at fighting games, so don't think I am anybody. But I feel like when they put 4 out, they did amazing. 4 was really, really solid. They put 5 out, they had problems. That game was not that great. And then 6 comes out.
Yeah, because like I was gonna say I was really into 4, and I'm not like a fighting game person. And then 5, and I was like, why can't I just like unlock the characters playing the game? And it felt like a cash grab like every corner. It's so okay. I just wanted to like check your opinions on 5 because I'm like I felt like it was kind of like whatever. Lost my interest.
Even
Yeah, I mean,
mechanic wise.
it was whatever too. It was just like, okay, this is a thing, and then I basically played story mode and maybe a couple of sessions of online lobbies with friends, and even then was just like, this netcode is trash. What's going on? PC modders fixed it, and then Capcom shut that down. Just like, no, you don't understand. You need to get better. And then they did. Like, Street Fighter 6's netcode is, good God, is it ever good?
Oh, it's amazing. And I don't even think like the mechanics and everything from 5 were all that great. Overall, it was just a worse experience. And they've cleaned it all up. They've made it that much better. 6 is so buttery smooth. So if you want to get into fighting games and you haven't picked up 6, that would be my recommendation. I know Mortal Kombat 1 is outselling it hand over fist, but I'd go 6. All right, we'll move on to biggest industry impact, and I'll take that one. I'm not even going to bother reading out all the other ones because everybody knows. Everybody knows Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard is the biggest one, hands down. And part of that humongous fucking impact, everybody, is happening today. Bobby Kotick is out. Done. It's his final day in the big chair. Everybody was wondering. They were
pronounced Kotick. You said it was Kotick. I lied. Have you ever seen that Hey Ash video?
No.
I think it was called Hey Ash, What You Playing Modern Warfare, or just Activision in general, and she was pretending to be Bobby Kotick. So she's like just coming up with like this like batshit insane idea for the new campaign. It's just like it's like chucking stuff, like pulling out like a baby from her jacket. It's just like, did you just pull a baby out? It's like, does that shock you? Yes. Look again, shit dick. It's a bomb. That's not a baby, that's a bomb.
Oh my god.
And like the final joke was just like she keeps flipping between Kodak or Kodak. Good fun. Go check out Hey Ask What You Played. It's I understand why they don't do that show anymore because I think Anthony Birch still works for Gearbox. He's working somewhere, but like Ashley is
Oh
just,
my god, they can't
like,
do the
I'm just
spicy
actor now.
stuff, essentially.
yeah.
Oh, Chad is saying he gets a big payout, so it's bittersweet. I don't care. I mean, it sucks that he gets the payout,
Get him
and
out.
he's gonna walk out with money bags over his shoulders. But at least he's gone. At least the motherfucker is out the door. You know, we could start healing. Maybe.
Maybe we could have like another eccentric millionaire come up with other decisions that might not be as bad, is the hope.
Microsoft, don't put a psychopath in there, please. Could you not? I mean, we're just asking because that would be a disaster, just like our next nominees. Biggest surprise or disaster? Johnny?
Yeah, so there was plenty of disasters this year, but I think the one that has hurt the gaming industry most is just the massive amount of layoffs for studios and just studio closures in general. Just like this is a great year for the games that we got to play and enjoy and love, and everything worked great. But in the end, a lot of people lost their jobs and have to find employment elsewhere now. So, I mean,
But I think this is
here's
like
the
going
thing,
across
like,
every industry too, which sucks.
Yeah, it was just like the thing too, like the COVID didn't help either because like a lot of this stuff kind of got pushed back because of COVID. Like a lot of stuff was announced and had not even come out. Now everything is finally coming out after all the delays, but it's just like during those delays they had to keep paying the employees, so there's that's extra money going into those budgets and extra money going to people to make these games come out, but also like you're putting more time into it, so you got to pay them more,
Right.
so but I'm sure like
Absolutely.
everyone's super talented. They'll land on a feed or they'll find employment at another studio. That's kind of the thing. One of the things I wanted to always bring up to people is like not everyone stays at a studio. Like you're basically a lot of people are just hired on to do that one job, and then you can either take another project in the same company or time to move on to something else.
Everything is so contractual. And it's like super normal to like hop between projects, or it's like the moment your phase is over, you leave, or you wait until the game is at the end stage of production and there's updates and DLC, and then you go. Like there's so many different paths with like this type of work. But my prediction is that there will be numerous people that will join together and make their own studios afterwards. So, think about the new possibilities in the world.
Yeah, I believe the same thing's going to happen. I think we'll be seeing some interesting Kickstarter campaigns pop up over, the first half of 2024. That's my prediction. But I think like it's a bit different with the games industry and how it's been working, largely because a lot of these layoffs are just happening because of one group. I know that there's been some in EA and this place and that place and everything, but Embracer Group has been just right at the center of just tearing everything apart, acquisition after acquisition, and then they're not putting out enough product to support all of these acquisitions, so just laying everyone off. And that's unfortunate, but they've
feel like
shown
it's like
no signs of slowing down. Go ahead.
I feel like it's just like among those bullshit budget cuts in so many industries where it's like, we're just gonna like choose to spend our money in not wise ways and not actually help our hardworking employees. That's a whole other thing in itself.
That's typically how it goes. Well, before we get too depressed here, we'll move on to the next one. And that was my on screen. I am terribly sorry about that misspelling. Thank you, keyboard. It's best action game. Not
Acetone.
acetylene. Acetylene.
So best Acetylene game of 2023 goes to. Let me tear my envelope. I just bought this game yesterday. Resident Evil 4. Oh my god!
What else was nominated on this?
How many?
The other nominees were System Shock, Spider-Man 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Wow. Another award Spider-Man 2 did not get. Sorry.
Spider-Man 2 is just getting bodied this year, man.
It's not. I don't think it's a bad game. I haven't played it yet, but it doesn't seem like it's a bad game.
It's not. It's
not,
a wonderful
like I said,
game.
like it. Yeah, like I said, like there was just so much good this year that like there's not enough to go around.
To a max.
No, not even like not in the game space. Like movies, definitely. Games, not really. I don't think we're getting a superhero fatigue in video games.
It's just insane.
Oh, I mean, video games are a little different, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's just insane that like it got so much publicity, so much advertising, and I know it sold well because GameStop, like when you went there, they had a custom Spider-Man 2 bag for you to get your game in. Like it was hyped to the moon and back, man. And I know it sold well, but just no awards. Not even here on the small scale is it getting awards. Sorry about your luck, Spider-Man 2. Better luck next time, I guess. Because guess what? There will be a third. It is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it sold well enough. I just think it would have like swept the board if it was like a crappy game year. But like, does that mean it's an absolute stellar #1 game if it can't even compete with like other stellar games? Like that's just like a philosophical question. Not trying to like dig on it. That what I'm saying.
All right. I
So
understand.
think about it. Hard and deep.
Everybody take a moment to think about that while we move on to the next one. And we're getting close to the final question. But this one, the final award. But this one is Best Co-op, brought to you by the Co-op Campus. So if you aren't following Co-op Campus, you could go to twitch.tv/co_op campus and follow today. And this one was actually a tie. As I said, it was a tie. It was tied between Baldur's Gate 3 and Party Animals, and I had to call upon an animal to help me. So this was decided by Mittens. Not me or anybody else. And if you think I'm kidding, no. I wrote both of them down on sheets of paper, put them flat on the floor, and waited for Mittens to walk on one of them. And she did.
Is Mittens here to announce it?
She's downstairs asleep already because fuck the new year.
No. No, go get her. I feel like it's only right if you have her announce it. It's not fair.
I don't have treats or she would come up here. We gotta get treats for her. We'll try next time.
Treats. Like, can't you shake like something and it'll like sound like treats and she'll be like "Brr," and like run up?
All I have are these Pokemon stickers that we talked about before.
Oh. Cat tricks. We had to do the treats and trapping maneuver twice today, so I'm a pro. Just call me next time.
The best co-op game, stop me if you guys are shocked, is Baldur's Gate 3. That is not what I chose. That is not what I chose at all, but Kat, that's what she wanted, so that's what won. Baldur's Gate 3.
Hold on. What was the other game again? What was it?
Party Animals.
Party Animals.
So, okay, so hear me guys out. Continuing with the philosophy. So, if Spider-Man didn't make it anywhere close on any of our boards, and if Party Animals tied with Baldur's Gate, does this mean Party Animals is greater than Spider-Man? Think about it.
Oh,
philosophy.
now we're doing some wild math. Maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is yes.
Think about it.
If I had to choose between the two, I'd go Party Animals because it's too much goofy fun. Baldur's Gate 3, I get it. You know, you're doing some cool co-op with people and having some amazing epic campaigns because the game is awesome. But I don't know about you all, but I went Pikmin 4 because Dendori is awesome. Playing with a friend on the stages also awesome. I just Pikmin 4 right in the heart. That's what I was feeling.
Oh, I want to play it so bad.
You should.
Oh, but it's money, you know how it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, money makes the world go round.
Okay, Santa Claus didn't deliver. It's okay. I'll wait for next year.
damn you, Santa Claus! The hell? All right. We have the last one. I feel like we should all three tell the world what this is. Because the last one is the game of the year. We'll just tell everybody. Guess what? It's not Spider-Man 2.
What? No, it should be. Let's change history.
Spider-Man 2, just so everybody knows, got 0% of the votes.
So bad.
Nobody, not a soul voted for Spider-Man 2. And if you're in chat right now thinking, well, I'd like to have a vote towards Spider-Man 2, you didn't vote. I know you didn't.
What, did your finger slip when you were like clicking the options on your phone? Like, what? Were you like eating a banana and your fingers slipped? I don't know.
So we'll do this. Runner up was Baldur's Gate 3. So it almost took that one as well. Almost, but it didn't.
Damn.
Almost. You know what? I don't want to be the person talking all the time. Who wants to tell them who won Game of the Year?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, 2023 was a fantastic year for games. Like I argue it's been probably one of the best years for gaming in a very long time. But ultimately, the community has voted. Game of the Year 2023 is Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
There you have it.
I cannot argue that. Because I looked at my playtime. It is the game other than Fortnite, is the game I put the most hours into. I think I put about 120 hours into Tears of the Kingdom.
That's
And I
nice.
still haven't done everything.
I feel like we just like announced Game of the Year 2017, and it's not very exciting.
You know, I wasn't
There's
sure.
enough- I feel there's enough new stuff in there that warrants it being a new game.
I just say it wasn't my choice. Again, Pikmin 4 because I'm a weirdo. I went with Pikmin 4.
No, Patrick, please be a Pikmin stan, please. Oh my god.
I am. I can't help it.
Please, just. I like literally cry because Pikmin is so good, and I'm sad I don't have it. But I'll play it soon enough, I swear. That's like in my top 5 favorite Nintendo series ever. So I'm so like happy 4 was so well received, and I hope more good things come.
I had a feeling Tears of the Kingdom was going to win it, but I thought when I put this together, and I put this out there because this was before the actual Game Awards, obviously, I thought, okay, it's probably going to be Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate, or Spider-Man 2. And little did I know, little did I think anyone know, Spider-Man 2 would get 0% of the vote in this. Spider-Man 2 would go on to fail everything at the Game Awards. Spider-Man 2,
So
has it won anything anywhere?
So do I need to do like a video essay about why nobody voted for Spider-Man on anything? I think this is a subject that can warrant this discussion.
Possibly Spider-Man 2 No Way Home or Spider-Man No Way Home. How about Spider-Man No Home? None. It just fails
Hurts.
constantly.
Okay, you guys, if we're trying to like appreciate Spider-Man to any level and respect it, we can't just keep slam dunking on it. It's very sad.
It's so easy to dunk. I think we might make Kevin cry if we keep doing this though. So
No, don't hurt Kevin's feelings. That's mean.
Tears of the Kingdom. I'm glad for everybody who voted for Tears of the Kingdom and it won. If you're happy, awesome, cool. But I don't know. I have a very controversial take when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I mean, I have my wedding ring has, you know, the Triforce all over it. This ring I have here also has a Triforce all over it. I've got the Hylian shield here. I don't feel like they're Zelda games. I just don't.
That's kind of why I like this one, because and Breath of the Wild, because after when Link to the Past came on, like every single Zelda game has, other than like one little gimmick, it seems to be the same thing. Like Link wakes up in house, finds 3 MacGuffin. Zelda get kidnapped, find Master Sword, find 7 to 8 more MacGuffin, fight Ganon, win. I needed something a little bit different. I just played Minish Cap, so that was a little different with the shrinking stuff. But
Yes.
I was still going to dungeons, getting MacGuffins, getting a sword, and then I wasn't fighting Ganon, but I was fighting the big thing to save Hyrule and save Zelda.
I'll give you that there needs to be change. Go ahead, Liz.
I just like think of like Tears of the Kingdom and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, this is like fodder for all of the sheeple out there. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. I'm sorry.
For the what?
For the sheeple.
Oh my
It's
god.
It's just fodder for the sheeple. I don't know. Not trying to be like a like snot-nosed gamer, but I'm totally feeling that way right now.
Wow. I'm not even going to go that far.
I feel like I hurt Johnny's feelings.
The only thing
Sorry, Johnny.
the only thing I'll say as a response is I agree there needs to be a change to the formula. I completely agree because it's been beaten to powder at this point. But I'm not sure that this is it. I'm really not sure.
We needed like a Majora's Mask moment where it's like, okay, we're on the same console, we're upcycling a lot of the same shit, but we need to shake it up. And they did not shake it up enough. And that's that. And I'm not trying to be a Breath of the Wild hater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be a Breath of the Wild hater, even though it's not my style. Like, there's a lot of stuff I really like about it. Like, I mean, I don't want to talk about, like, oh, the things I don't like. No, there's, like, so much stuff I do like from Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, but, like, it just feels like a copy-paste. I know there's, like, the underground, and there's the sky, and it's all that stuff. It's, like, 3 times the map, that's just to put it that way simply, and there's other features. But, like, I feel like when I think of, like, a reflecting kind of game, it's like, okay, we have like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, where it's like there's so much similarities, but they are so drastically different as games that it's super refreshing, and they're both amazing in their own right, but it still feels too copy pasted with Tears of the Kingdom, and that's where it just like bothers me personally. And then it's like, oh, I don't want them to do that again. Just like, don't do that, Nintendo, please don't.
Now, my issue goes even deeper. Like, when you consider Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, one of the big issues with it for me is like I know it's open world, which is nice compared to like some of the more linear stuff that they've released with when it comes to a Zelda game, but I feel like it's too open. It's open to the point like I don't know where the fuck I'm going. And I feel like half the time I just wander around and get bodied by things because I'm an idiot. So you eventually you just give up and you look up guides on YouTube to like, what am I doing? it's like a Zelda 2, what the fuck am I doing kind of moment where nothing really makes sense for me. And I've been trying and I've been trying and I've been trying. And I feel like it still
Dude,
doesn't
okay.
click for me.
Okay, and like same thing, like you just said, like Zelda 2. Okay, it's not like a perfect game. It's pretty controversial, like people liking or disliking Zelda 2. On the NES, like it's another Zelda game that came after like the original, and it's so different, but it's like refreshing in its own way. I just want to be refreshed with this Breath of the Wild. Okay? And the tears literally led to real tears for me. Okay. Like that's another parallel thing where it's like, oh shit, they totally just shook the formula and it's so interesting and different. I don't know. Okay. That's all I have to say.
I also like how people got creative with creating all the Zonai stuff. Like I was seeing like Batmobile tumblers and like also too like the ingenious thing of like, okay, what is the most efficient way I can traverse the map with the least amount of materials? And then we got the hover bike. And you just had the controller and you had 2 little fans, and that's all you needed. But then I'm also seeing people make like X-Wings, TIE fighters, pod racers.
See, that's
Okay.
ingenious.
I have another thing too, kind of what you're saying, Johnny.
Oh,
So
no.
again, no. This is just like, okay, this is like personal preference moment. Okay. So like here's another thing where I'm like, oh no, Animal Crossing New Horizons has done something that can't be undone with Animal Crossing Forever now, which is having too much choice and customization where I'm like, I don't even know what to do. And like me, like going into Tears of the Kingdom where it's like, here, you could build all this stuff. It's like, dude, I don't play fucking Minecraft. Like, I don't have that level of interest for that kind of detail, and it just loses me. So that's me. I'm not saying like you can't like that, but like I just find that like I have to think too much, and I don't want to do this. It's a way I don't like thinking, I guess.
I did think the crafting portion was pretty ingenious. I know that some people could say, you know, just make a Zelda crafting game if it's like that, but I mean, it's trying to come up with an ingenious way to travel, but also even I have come up with some interesting ways to like create traps to attack monsters. Different things that just, you know, rockets firing right at them to smack, you know, enemies out of the way. Goofy shit like
you should
that.
call it Legend of Zelda Nuts and Bolts.
Oh,
I can't, you guys.
God,
I can't.
no.
I can't.
I don't know.
That's how I feel. Okay, I don't want nuts and bolts. I just want to play the game.
Holy shit.
All right, now you can't erase that from your brain ever.
Things have gone from bad to worse. Yeah, also, you know, something that Silent Hero Kevin said, weapon durability is something I can do without. Yeah, that annoyed me too. And then, the other thing, I didn't get that far in Tears of the Kingdom, but I did Breath of the Wild. I got the Master Sword. What the hell do you mean it runs out of energy? That's annoying. The most
Don't
powerful
you get, like, full
weapon.
health and it'll just keep zipping and zapping? Let's do it.
That would be perfect. But, you know, it's the most powerful weapon ever. The blade to, you know, destroy evil. All that good stuff. And it just fucking, runs out of power. Gotta wait. Gotta go plug it back up. Your cell phone's dead. Yeah, I don't know. I've got some complaints. That doesn't make it a bad game. It still is Game of the Year. I get it. And that's perfectly fine because Nintendo wins again. Nintendo wins all the time in this household.
Yeah. Again, not trying to like totally shit on the game. It's just like, I guess as me, I feel like I'm losing out on over 10 years of Zelda because of Breath of the Wild, and it's very upsetting. Like, since like, okay, we should have an episode going over our top Nintendo series and why. Like, we could do an actual episode, but like, Zelda is very not in my top 5 favorite Nintendo series ever. Controversial take, I feel.
What?
It's not in there, and I feel like I could be influenced if we didn't just have another Breath of the Wild. Okay. Well, thank you. Let me just end it there.
Oh, don't let just the most recent stuff affect you. Yeah, we've got to do that. We've got to do that because you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart.
Oh man, when I tell you there's not going to be a Mario or a Zelda in my top 5 Nintendo series, you might weep.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked. I'll admit that. No Mario,
Spoiler
no
alert.
Zelda.
Play Twilight Princess. What does that mean? Oh, I do have issues with actually Twilight Princess did kind of ruin Zelda a little bit for I think I've already discussed this, but okay. I just want to like Zelda again, and Nintendo's finding really hard reasons for me to enjoy it right now for like 10 years easily.
That is a good question. Is Nintendogs in your top 5?
Well, we'll have to find out and discuss at a future date. I do love dogs, but I do like cats too, so I don't know. It could be cats instead.
Is there a Nintendo cats and dogs? I don't know.
Yo, on the 3DS, Nintendo Dogs plus cats.
Oh!
Come
There we go.
on, Patrick, keep up. I thought you knew. I thought you played
Shouldn't that
like
be
70
called-
games this year.
And shouldn't that be called Nintendo Pets?
Nintendo Pets.
It's cats and dogs.
These games are very cute, though.
That's perfect. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up because you know what? There's still a whole New Year's Eve ahead of us here. It's 9:33 right now here on the East Coast. Johnny is looking at 10:33. So it's about time for everybody to, you know, go grab somebody, get ready, do the countdown. Drink responsibly. I definitely want to say that. Good Lord, please do that. And that's not even me like cracking a joke or being funny. Please don't do something stupid that you'll regret. Do the right thing. But, you know, have a safe, happy new year. Eat lots of whatever you've got planned for your snack tray. And guys, we'll see you when we see you next Friday.
Happy New Year!
Happy 2024. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of The Reset Button. If you like the podcast, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated whenever there's a new episode or various clips that we produce. We appreciate all your support.